lot of wonderful questions from people who are visiting Hawaii for the first time and planning their trip, so we want to make this video to help you out. In this video, we share 3 things to know before visiting Hawaii.
Plus, we share 3 common mistakes that a lot of first-timers make.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Jordan.
And I'm Erica.
And this is the Hawaii Vacation Guide. Visiting the Hawaiian Islands should not be stressful. Planning a trip should not give you a headache. But we understand where you're coming from. Big trip, especially when you come from the East Coast, it's huge, right? And we've been coming here to the Hawaiian Islands since we were young. We've lived on Oahu and Maui now, but we're still far from experts. We're always learning about the islands, so we understand that we know what it feels like to be a first-timer coming to Hawaii. So let us help you out.
All right, so here are 3 big things you need to know before visiting Hawaii for the first time. Let's have some fun. Okay?
Here we go. All right, number 1 is vibe by island, right? Because it's a big question. What island do I go to? And to be honest, I feel like it's kind of splitting hairs to some degree. You can't go wrong. You're going to have a good time regardless. Erica, what do you think about that?
I think it's big. I think you will have a wonderful time, just like Jordan said. You'll have a wonderful time, but I think it's a big decision, and it's probably the hardest decision. The hardest first decision you have to make, which is why we have a full video on it.
Click right up there.
Somewhere for that. But we'll give you the Cliff's Notes version right here, and then go watch our other video.
All right, so we just get asked, what is the best island for? We like that breakdown, like based on personality, what you're looking for. So let's choose your own adventure, your own Hawaiian island, starting off with Oahu. Visiting here, you get a town and country experience at the same time. Visit Oahu if you want it all for your Hawaiian vacation. Honolulu and Waikiki is lively with bars, restaurants, and live music all the time. But you can also get out to the North Shore to experience the lush tropical landscape of Hawaii. This is a big reason why a lot of people come to Hawaii. Also, there's lots of luau's to pick from and things to do for the whole family on the island. It is the most visited island in all the Hawaiian Islands. Over 50% of visitors go there. And probably for good reason, right? Like I said, it kind of gives you a little bit of everything.
One thing to know is that Oahu is crowded.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to go into that with that expectation that you are going to have some traffic. There are some freeways. So that adds to the vibe of the island. Some people love the cosmopolitan city experience and some people don't. So just weigh that as you're thinking about the island you're going to. All right, there's Maui. And so in our humble opinion, we love this island the most and we think it's the best for first timers. So it is the 2nd most visited island. There are crowds here, but fewer than you'll find on Oahu. It's filled with the best beaches, in our opinion, again, snorkeling and resorts of all the Hawaiian Islands. Maui is known for luxury accommodations, making it the most expensive island to visit. But you can find some deals, and there are things to be done outside, like bamboo forest hikes, waterfall swims, and whale watching that you can do from shore that kind of help balance out the luxury draw of this island too.
And keep watching because we talk about a lot of the bucket list items for Hawaii are found on Maui. All right, the 3rd major Hawaiian island, Kauai. I like to think Kauai is best for adventure seekers, outdoor enthusiasts, and beach bums. Kauai is the island to explore, from the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, Waimea Canyon, to hiking remote valleys, to sunset cruises along the Napali coast. You'll not regret a trip to the Garden Isle. It is a great island for honeymooners, anniversary trips, baby moons. Those types of experiences are really nice. Kauai and Maui are both good for those.
All right, and then the 4th major island that you might be visiting is the island of Hawaii, also known as the Big Island. So this island is big, so it feels much less crowded than the other islands, and there are so many outdoor adventures that you can do. The Big Island has a lot of diehard fans, and this
I'm
guy
one of them. I love that island. I could retire there.
The Big Island is for coffee connoisseurs, astronomers, whale watchers, volcanologists, manta ray snorkelers, and travelers who crave a white sandy beach. So again, this is the place to come if you want to avoid some of the major crowds that you will find on the other islands.
It's probably why it's most popular during December, during the Christmas holiday period. Everyone likes to go to the Big Island. A quick tip for first timers too is get lots of opinions before you come to Hawaii. Check out some other YouTube channels. We like Denny and Nikki. They have a really good video also sharing their advice on first time to Hawaii. So click that video right there to take a look at their video. Number 2 thing to know for first timers is define your bucket list items. A lot of people who come to Hawaii have a very specific activity in mind that they want to do.
Come on, All right, I'm gonna let you know when you're ready. You just
This could be visiting Pearl Harbor, go hiking a volcano, swimming with manta rays. You gotta figure out what you want to do, and that should really lead you to what island you want to go to.
We occasionally get emails from people saying things like, hey, I'm coming to Maui and I really want to do a night swim with manta rays. And I'm like, that doesn't happen here. You'd have to go to the Big Island. And so you really want to think about what you really want to do before you actually plan your trip.
So here's some bucket list examples, just to kind of get you thinking, and maybe this will help you decide what island you want to go to. The most common bucket list item is visiting Pearl Harbor National Memorial, going out to the USS Arizona Memorial. That's a big bucket list item. A lot of people say, I have to go to that. And then I gotta be like, well, head to Oahu, because that's the place to go for it. Now, they do offer inter-island trips. Like if you're on Maui, you can go over for the day. Our favorite tour company is Hawaii Tours. They're linked below. No matter what neighbor island you're on, they'll fly you to Oahu and show you around for the day.
Another bucket list experience is whale watching. So whale watching season runs here from mid-December through mid-April, sometimes the end of April. And a lot of people come out to Hawaii in hopes of seeing humpback whales during their migration down here. And I have to say, think about if that is a bucket list experience for you, you might want to consider prioritizing going to Maui because that's the best island to do whale watching on. And also think about your timing of your trip, right? For that bucket list experience, because it only happens for a few months out of the year. I was at the airport waiting in line to get on my flight and I wasn't going to Maui. And somebody there was saying that they were really excited to go see the humpback whales. And two problems. They weren't coming to Maui. You can see them from any island, but you'll have the best shot of seeing them on Maui. And number two, they weren't coming during whale season. So, I mean, it's tough, but if that's something you want to do, prioritize it.
All right, another bucket list item is visiting Hawaii's Volcano National Park. Maybe you just want to hike around, you want to do the Devastation Trail, you want to see steam vents, walk through a lava tube. So much cool things to do. You can visit active volcanoes on US soil here in Hawaii. If you want to do that, you got to head to the Big Island.
It may feel a little bit overwhelming to pick your bucket list experiences, but that's why you're going to want to head to our website, thehawaiivacationguide.com, because we have island guides for every island.
Gotta do the music. Oh, there's the gates.
That help list out some of these bucket list experiences so you can have them top of mind and decide what makes sense for you.
Number 3, what you need to know for a first timer is book early. We can't stress this enough.
All right, so if you have a bucket list experience, or whether it be an activity, a restaurant, a place to go, just something that you know you want to do when you come here, don't wait until you get here to book it, because it's not going to turn out well. Things do get really crowded here. Things book up in advance, so make sure you make those plans before you get here. You can do some things, that are less important to you and book it when you're here and they look interesting, but make sure you book the really important things to you before you come.
Even your rental car. We just went through the great rental car crisis or shortage in 2021. So we have a link below, Discount Hawaii Car Rental. They require no prepayment. They're absolutely amazing. I don't know how they get such low deals. We met a guy, he's like, my military discount wasn't even as good as what they could offer. So check them out. So even think of that rental car, book it early. Same with your activities. Don't mess that up.
Now that we've talked about 3 things to know before you book your trip, let's talk about a few mistakes that you want to make sure you avoid.
These are examples of things that we commonly see people make for mistakes when they first come here. So number 1 is they try too much. They try to put too much on their plate. That usually means like, I just want to go to all the islands, or I want to go to 3 islands. It's totally doable. We meet lots of people that have done it and they had a great time. But island hopping during your trip is time consuming. It's like a half day of travel, especially when you got kids. A travel day is still a travel day. So even though the flight's only like 20 or 30 or 40 minutes, it's still like, 2 hours before to get to the airport. Once you land, you gotta get your rental car, check in the hotel. All that takes time. So if you're doing like a 7 or 10 day trip, think about only doing 1 island or maybe 2 islands.
Yeah, just go into it with realistic expectations of how long travel between the islands will take.
Because a trip to Hawaii should be relaxing.
At least part of it.
At least part of it. Make some of it adventure, but the other part relax. Number 2 mistake that we notice a lot is people not taking the time to learn the Hawaiian culture. It is such a unique and amazing culture, Hawaiian and Polynesian culture. So take some time to learn it. And that doesn't mean just going to a luau. There's a lot of cool other activities you do. You can do outrigger canoeing, visit some museum, visit Heiau, which is a temple. There's a lot of national historical properties around all the islands. The Big Island has a lot, but all the islands have them. So just find some cultural activities to mix in with your schedule on that one. And also, there's some good things to know to be a good visitor to the Hawaiian Islands, like respecting marine life. For sea turtles, staying 10 feet away in the water, 30 feet away from shore, and not picking things like silver sword only grows on top of haleakala, so you just stay clear of it, right? Let it grow, let it thrive. Also, learn the Pono Pledge. This is big on the Big Island, but it's all over. I have a link to it below. They give you some really good cultural tips and also just some good safety practices, like never turning your back on the Pacific, don't stack lava rocks, and also, big one, don't take any sand or rocks away from the Hawaiian Islands because you'll get the Pele curse. It is real, I'm not joking with you. Number 3, this is a big mistake, is people worry too much about the weather, the perfect time to come here, right? And that is because there's only 1 month you should visit Hawaii, and that is the best month to go. No other time. That's pretty much it right there. So now that you know that, you're good to go. I'm just joking. Sorry, that's really lame. This is the thing, like, don't worry about the month, right? The weather's great all year long. You're in the tropics.
There's always a chance of rain. We have a whole video on when to visit Hawaii that goes over this, but there's always a chance of some rain. There's a bigger chance of some sun. There will be warm weather year round.
It is. All right, so most of the resorts are on the leeward side of the island, which is the dry side of the island. So you're already setting yourself up for success.
Yeah.
If you're coming during the winter with the highest chance of rain, still I won't stress it because it usually rains in the morning, doesn't rain the rest of the day, and then after rain, you got rainbows.
Yeah.
So just enjoy it any time of year. Work what's best for your schedule or the whale schedule. We have a lot of great subscribers who've been to the islands lots of times. And if you're one of those people, leave a comment below on a tip to help other first timers come to Hawaii. That'd be really helpful.
And if you are looking for more help planning your Hawaii vacation, head to our website, thehawaiivacationguide.com/itineraries, where we have itineraries for each island that help you plan the perfect excursion days so you can see what you want to see and go to the best beaches and snorkel spots and cultural sites and the best restaurants and fit it all into one wonderful day.
We got you covered. This is what we do. So click the link in the description below to find our itineraries. Thanks so much for watching.
Thank you.